Greenwood had a pop. I think we had some technical difficulties there, guys. Anyway, welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Guys, it was... Alright, so hold 1 second. Alright. My apologies, fellas. Right, so guys, so we're here. Right now, today was a day that we were all, eagerly anticipating. I mean, the return of, the legend. We spoke about, Ronaldo and his impact in depth, last show. But we actually got the opportunity now to see the man in person, in red, once again. And before we get into everything, just want to welcome the panel this evening. Nico, as usual. What's up, buddy?
Hey. Yeah, man.
Phil, was all good. And Richard is saying. And well, we have new on the panel making his debut as well. We won't call him CR7, but James Nick. And James Nick, it's been a while since we were trying to work this arrangement out. So thanks for joining, buddy. So just take a little 2 minutes and let people know about you. Where you're from. How long you're supporting Man United. Let's get going.
All right. So, James Nick, I'm from Deep South. I'm from Superior, Trinidad and Tobago. I've been a Manchester United fan since about 1998 when Dwight York and they had signed up. I was in Form 1 and everybody was supporting football. I just used to play football. I didn't realize how serious football was until I got into secondary school. And two players I used to really watch was Dwight York and Paul Scholes. It just so happened that they ended up playing for the same team, and I guess it worked out that way for me. I've been a supporter ever since. Through thick and thin, through the good and the really bad. We had that season where we had Moyes, then we had Jose. So after that, we kind of smoothed things out, and since then, full strength, 100.
Nice, man. Nice. Glad to have you on, buddy. Just to shout out a couple of people who are on the inside already. Christopher, he's saying Viva Ronaldo. See! And Jazzy, good night. Thanks for joining. Good night. And we have Kerry, why the Chelsea guy who, full support of Man United. We appreciate it, buddy. You keep coming.
But Chelsea's not top of the league. Chelsea is below us. What top of the league? What? If the league had to finish tomorrow, we win the Premiership.
Well, watch me. He probably checking from second, That is the top for them. That's the highest they could reach, second place, So, unfortunately, Hey, Arvin, welcome, buddy. And yes, you're locked in. On time, that's what we're talking about. I'm still hyped. All of us are. So, guys, let's get into this, right? So, let it be, it's out there now. So September the 11th, 2021, right? That's the return of CR7.
11/9, boy? Wow.
Yeah, I mean...
9/11? 9/11?
Kind of bittersweet, Kind of bittersweet. But we're looking at it in the positive, sense this evening. September the 11th, 2021, the return of CR7. Now, okay, so this is it, right? There would have been a lot of pressure on Ollie, on the team, and I think to a very high extent Ronaldo, playing at a capacity Old Trafford, that they don't let the occasion get the better of us. Because I'm telling you, as a fan, I was real nervous earlier, and I know how this team, they're capable of messing this thing up, right? It happened before earlier. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the 3 points was more important than this return. That is, I telling you that, right? because the return can I get spoiled if we didn't get 3 points. So which one was more important?
True.
Anyway, so I know going into the game it would have been very, very nervy because I think Ronaldo himself admitted at the end of the game that he had some nerves to deal with during the game, and I thought that the goal did enough, to calm him, and then after it was a breeze for him, But guys, let's get initial thoughts on September 11th, the return of CR. Go ahead, Nico.
Yeah, as you rightfully would have said, the nerves, boy. He was excited, and again at the same time you're nervous. You're thinking, oh Lord, I wonder what kind of performance, but I know we was home, and I was kind of feeding off the opening game we had at home, when we unveiled Varane. And Varane would have stepped out, and that would have raised the entire atmosphere in terms of the players, and we got a result. And I thought today would have been similar. Also, I knew that Ronaldo was nervous. You see that shot when he tried to swivel and he missed everything and he fall down. I said, nah, he nervous. But after that, I think I think he showed why he could be very important for us, why he could be a match winner for us. He was the match winner for us today. And to me, just take it stride by stride, let Oli play him. Yes, I know he wants to play Oli game. I don't know if that is possible, But, I hope that Oli choose the battles for him. And whatever battles Oli choose for him, he win all, And today was you couldn't ask for more, today, especially after going behind or equalizing and then he coming back to score that another go-ahead goal. I think that by itself, and I spoke to you during the game, and I said, wow, Reams, this was a game to do a live now. A watch along. If we did a watch along this morning, I think we'd have definitely enjoyed that. So all in all, I think a good day at the office, and long may it continue.
Yeah. We just get Jody. Welcome, buddy. He's saying, blessed night, everyone. I'm talking in on the YouTube channel. He say you're on Facebook jail for 24 hours. Where do I? And Keegan Barrett, thanks for joining, buddy. He's from the YouTube side as well. He's saying, it's Veron that man said it.
I sure what you're talking about.
I think when you said Varane, it sounded like...
Oh, Varane. Oh, it's not like Varane. Okay. All right.
Thanks for joining, Keegan.
Varane was a Manchester United player too, so I step out of bounds. You know what I mean?
And guys, while we at it, let's get the likes. Let's get the likes going up, as well as share the content so as much more Man United fans as possible could join in on the stream as well, right? Phil, tell me.
Was more to say than the world boss is back, right? World boss Cristiano Ronaldo. And what a better scenario than to start out his United career a second time versus Newcastle, right? Forget social distancing, right? That crowd was up for the game today because of Cristiano Ronaldo being back at Old Trafford and starting as well too, right? I was on a couple podcasts earlier this week, and I honestly said I wouldn't have started Cristiano Ronaldo for two reasons, right? For marketing purposes, and also not to break the lineup in terms of our front three, right? But he started today and he performed as well too. So at the end of the day, let's see what Ronaldo will contribute for Man United for the rest of the season, because he brings a winning mentality to this team, right? Everybody who's saying he's too old, he's 2 goals, not too old. Right. Let's see, and I'll save the rest of the stream for tonight.
Yeah. Richard, go through now.
Yeah. Well, I was always excited for the Ronaldo return. I always wanted to see him come back because I was seeing speculations last year that he would come and this and that. So I was glad with the return, and nothing wasn't going to stop me from watching that match today, even though I was looking. So, and I still watched the whole match. So just seeing him score that first goal, I could see that the pressure came off his shoulders. They could have feet in his face, and as Nico said, it was smooth sailing after that. So
nice. Nice. Damian Charles, thanks for joining, buddy. James Nick, go through.
Right. So just to answer the version who say he wasn't going to start Ronaldo, that would have been a nightmare. This is the first home game after the international break. You bring back quite possibly a legend, well, definitely a Manchester United legend. You had to start him, even if he might have even taken a risk and put him on the bench. But my initial thoughts on the game, we started positively and we scored. We should have scored a little sooner. Probably should have been at least 2 goals up, but Newcastle defended pretty well. At the start of the second half, we were a little shaky. We looked like we were relaxed, and we looked like they were like to course. And as soon as they scored, Manchester United woke up. You saw a ruthless Manchester United, something that we have missed. The first game of the season, we were ruthless. That game that we drew after that, that was, we were sad. And I'm really happy that Ronaldo started because you saw that he brought the proper dimension to the team. You saw him attacking balls that people would have just left to just go off. And like, all right, that goal that he scored, the first goal that he scored, nobody was going to follow up. Who on Manchester United team was going to follow up that? Honestly.
Cavani.
Maybe, but does Cavani start? No. So I think the instinct is there. I'm happy that he started. I'm happy that he is there now. And I think that I would hope that he will be fit enough for the more important games for this season because, this is Newcastle. Not taking away anything from Newcastle, but we have some bigger teams to play. And we have Champions League. And we don't want what happened last year to happen again this year where, we beat the big teams in the Champions League and still end up in Europa. That don't make sense to me. So, as he said, I will leave my other thoughts for later on, but that's just for me.
All right, nice. Hey, Kristen, welcome and good night to you. So now that we have gotten, the initial thoughts about, Ronaldo and, his second debut, the second coming out of the way. Now we know going into the game and going into the season, we don't have a midfield. We probably have a real good defense. We probably have a real good attack. But the midfield is an area that of serious concern. And then when you consider the fact that McTominay injured, then Fred was hit with a band that was later lifted a couple hours before kickoff, right? Which anyway.
That hurt my heart.
Give your thoughts. Let's look at the team sheets now. We always say here that hindsight not allowed, right? Because it's easy for you to say, well, hey, because we have the hindsight knowledge, but we want to go when the team sheet just came out. What was the initial thoughts? And while we at it, let's get into the game as well. So go through that, Nico.
Yeah, the team sheet to me, because of the 4 matches in before the international break, I was kind of questioning what Matic we're going to get today. And in terms of that, you're thinking about what Newcastle you're going to get today. Because sometimes teams like Newcastle could be brilliant on one day, and next day, they're playing Chelsea or City, and they just fall in. And when they're playing us, they're playing the best game ever played in their life. So that was definitely my concern in midfield. The forward line, with Ronaldo starting, I could have definitely seen that. Sancho, to be honest, Sancho starting was a kind of surprise to me because I know he missed the international break. To me, he's still not into the Premier League rhythm. So that was kind of surprising. I was hoping that Fred would have played and we played Pogba on the left, where he was. No, honestly, because I know McTominay not fit as yet. So I said, well, all right, maybe when I get Fred, or even I was even thinking, I spoke to him during the week, maybe a Van der Beek, maybe with all these midfielders injured, Fred was unavailable. I said maybe we could see a Van der Beek today, possibly, and we play Pogba high up the field. So to me, that was a surprise. In terms of Sancho starting. I thought Pogba would have played at this position, and also Matic, but I know definitely because of the injuries and the suspension, Matic would have played. So there's which Matic would have gotten today. And I think Matic did well. I think Pogba did very, very, very well. I think maybe the former Pogba and the discipline of Pogba, any position he played today, would have also made Matic look so good. You know, because Pogba was very disciplined in his positional play. He wasn't trying too much. He was just playing it simple, keeping it ticking over. I think Pogba pass completion maybe would have been 100% today. You know, I think we talked during the game reviews how we tracked back. I think that was the glue to our performance today. As Pogba's positioning, his determination and his willingness to work for the team. I think that was very important for us today. We controlled the game because of that. We definitely dictated the game, the entire game. Newcastle, yes, it would have been a threat on the counter, which we know with Saint Maximin and Joelton. We know they have that. You know, I think we managed that well. But I think the chemistry and the cohesion of the Matic and Pogba today worked very well. For the next game, if that is going to work, I definitely cannot say. You know, yeah, I definitely cannot say. And yeah, and I would agree with that. I think Pogba was the fulcrum of the team today. You know, so definitely I think, and that's how I'll base it. You know, I'll give the others a chance to say something. But to me, Pogba was really the source. You know, the fulcrum of the team today that really stuck the team together and made us look like a cohesive unit, forward and back.
The source and the source, eh?
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Let me just get some comments before I move to Phil, right? Hammond, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying, good night, panel. How do you feel about the rotation of players now that we have a bit of depth? And to just touch on that, Hammond, because we'll get to that later, the fact that Oli was able to take off Bruno, right, and bring on Van de Beek and Martial for Bruno and Greenwood, that went to show that, you know, probably it was a little bit more. Yeah, that he trusted the squad a little bit more. Probably it was a little bit late, but I know he wanted that third goal before he made any further changes. You know? The Vindra, welcome, buddy. Saying good night, fellas. Sancho plays off the ball. Plays off the ball was good. Pulling players and confident on the ball, not looking to pass hurry. Paul Pogba, man of the match though. Yes. And a lot of people, you know, agreeing with Paul Pogba being, you know, lit today. Simeon, welcome, buddy. Saying Van de Beek getting real salt. Hey. Kerry White saying Yaya Pogba. yeah. That kind of Yaya Toure performance today, eh? Anyway, go through Phil.
Toons.
But Phil, before you go through, you care to explain to, you know, those who viewing your name, CR7 more goals than Arsenal?
Well, Arsenal has played 4 games and have scored 1 goal. Cristiano Ronaldo has played 1 game and scored 2 goals. Math wasn't my strongest thing in high school, but I know that 2 is more than 1.
Go through.
Anyway, anybody going forward that tells me that Bruno Fernandes is better than Paul Pogba, just go and cut grass or go and shovel snow, okay? Paul Pogba is our best midfielder at Manchester United. Hands down, right? Now, on to today's game, right? To echo what Nico said, right? I think Paul Pogba will be used in 2 positions this season, on the left or on the right. But it will be more, so not on the right, in the middle, right? But in my opinion, if Rashford and Sancho hit the ground running, Paul Pogba will have to cement his place in the middle, right? And that's where we will have to, who knows, in January, look for a defensive midfielder, right? But at the end of the day, today's match was written in the stars for Ronaldo to score, right? I was so disappointed with Newcastle because they were looking to park the bus in the 20th minute. Like, you know when a goalkeeper catches the ball like around in the first half, he looks to distribute the ball quickly. The goalkeeper for Newcastle, Woodman, is catching the ball and going on all fours, like he's trying to like protect a lead.
Yeah. That was within the first 5 minutes he was doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, wait.
Very early in the game.
I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Is Newcastle a goal up? And I'm thinking, like, what the hell? What?
Goal up with 5 minutes to go.
Exactly, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, Newcastle were very lackluster, and they had two plans. They had two plans to defend for their life and play long ball to Alan St. Maximum, who had a pretty good game today, right? But at the end of the day, United's quality showed today in Ronaldo, Bruno, Pogba, and even Van de Beek and also Martial when they came on as well too, right? So 4-1 definitely flatters the scoreline. I think it could have been more, but we take the 3 points and we move.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to get one comment here. Jody saying, Reem, you see that dummy? What you mean? 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 I grasping for every little thing I could get right now, you know? Go through now, Richard.
Yeah. Well, today, just now, again, an important call.
Yeah,
Give me
sure.
1 minute, please.
So guys, while Richard coming out to come back in, all right. Don't forget, guys. Let's get the likes up, right? We have 21 people viewing at the moment. We appreciate that. Let's get the likes up and let's get the sharing out to get the numbers further. All right, we appreciate it. Blessings, James. Go through.
Yes, sir. All right. So I want to address one question that Keys would have had earlier on. He said, "Why United conceded so?" It really and truly, in my opinion, I am telling you, the fact that our midfield was so porous, regardless of how much work those guys were putting in, I still think we put a lot of pressure on our defenders needlessly. Matic, from the time Matic got caught out of position, and they just ran that ball. They had the players to run at us. And as much as poor Varane coming in and he playing against a player like Alan, he don't know what going on there, right? And I think for me though, the goal only came because we became a bit lackluster. Because before we were polished, we were good. Everything ball passing normal. They couldn't get past our midfield, right? Because everybody was high. Everybody was almost past the half line at a certain point in time. But we became careless. We start passing the ball slow. We start chucking. Instead of going at them hard, we started chucking, and that was our problem. In terms of the rotation and the squad depth, I think we have quite a bit of quality on the bench now, and that is something that I think most of us would have been asking for some time now. Because the question is, who are you going to take off? Who are you going to take? Who are you going to bring on for Bruno? Who are you going to bring on for Pogba? Who are you going to bring on for the striker? Right? Why it is we have strikers that play wingers, and with Sancho today, he looked really confident on the ball. His off the ball plays were amazing. He actually showed. I like the fact that he was rotating. He was actually coming in from the left and was in the middle at certain points, and he linked up with Shaw very well. I think a lot of people not mentioning it, but Shaw had an amazing game. Luke Shaw is completely a machine right now. A lot of people not going to talk about it, but Luke Shaw has come from really far. Most of us who have been following Manchester United know that at one point in time we were crying for him to be sold. But I'm glad for his revitalization, for whatever it is that they are doing behind the scenes. He is looking at proper left back right now. The thing with Pogba and Fernandes, I still think that they are trying to figure each other out. I still think that they are still trying to find what is their best 1-2 to play. Because I think if we were to get that right, we would be fine. We would be fine. That midfield of Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba would be fine. But to me, I think Greenwood has shown the greatest potential for the entire squad, going from ending last year and coming into this season. And I think we can all appreciate that as well. The game itself could have been more goals, but I think we could have conceded maybe 1 or 2 more because of how Newcastle started to attack us at the very start of the second half. I'm just glad that it was 1. It should have been done, but I'm glad that we eventually caught ourselves and decided to go at them and show them that, listen, this is Manchester United. You in my house, you cannot just come and play. You want to score and celebrate like that. You're crazy. You understand? So.
Yeah. Well said. Let me just get some comments before I come to you, right, Richard? And Richard, I'll leave in this one for you one time, right? Because Keegan Barrett fella look like he like real old talk, right? He said so man getting important. Right? But you can respond to him if you want when you right? But it's up to you, right? Christian saying Marcel, Sancho, Lingard played way better. All right, I don't know if you made a mistake there because you say Sancho and then you say Sancho again. I don't know if you meant Donny van de Beek in the first part of your statement. All right, played better than Sancho in the few minutes they get. Sancho's poor again. He will take time to get accustomed to the team.
Sancho was not poor today.
He did well.
Sancho's performance today was better than his performance versus Wolves.
Correct.
Yes, it was for sure.
Yeah.
Keen Manu Mitchell, thanks for joining, buddy. Saying today was indeed amazing. I feel to cry. Watch me have a next partner. All right, he and all message man tell me he cry when Ronaldo scoring. Big men in it. Big men in it. Yeah, you understand? Big men. That's what Ronaldo mean. You know. Christopher saying the goal came because we had to push so high upfield when Maguire missed that tackle. Nico, remember telling how Maguire flying stupid day?
Yeah.
That tackle led to the goal. Yeah, he was in Newcastle in Newcastle half. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if you're centre back attack like that, you're supposed to have people to cover. So,
no, but I mean,
but that's the thing. It had nobody to cover.
Maguire was so far up the field.
Okay,
Maguire was so far up the field, right?
Overall, had to be trying to mark.
What, two men, my friend?
Yeah, but remember, Varane had to mark two men, right?
Yeah.
And remember when Newcastle, how they set up to break with pace, right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
by the time Varane tried to cover one player, it was
It's
impossible.
Manquillo that scored, right? Manquillo that scored.
Manquillo scored.
The right back, right? That was the right back.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because he was
That was pace. Poor Luke Shaw.
and we know Luke Shaw when Luke Shaw Achilles heel is tracking back, eh?
Right. But what I'm saying is, you see how we talk about the defensive mid thing? That is important. That is where the defensive mid was supposed to come in and cover for your centre back as he went back there.
I just think this centre back didn't have to go to ground. This
Exactly. Why is Harry Maguire going to ground like that in the middle
Sorry,
of the
I don't know have to speak about it. Just quick. Think about it like this. But this is my question, right? If Maguire didn't go to ground and the ball was still passed off, would Maguire have been able to track that fast enough to cover that play?
I think so.
He doesn't need to trap back fast enough. He just needs to put
He just has to be there. Yeah.
He just needs to put pressure. He just needs to put pressure as well.
Yeah. No, I tell you because sometimes just seeing that extra body,
Exactly.
giving the attacker something different to think about.
Correct.
You know, if it had one man, then he had less things to think about now. You know, so I think that's the pressure of a man coming behind you, and that you know you have a man there. You know, would I apply some pressure now, but that's no way you left him flat on the ground. You know, go on.
Yeah. All right.
Nice. So let's get the comments in and then we'll move to Richard, right? Jody saying, yep, a lack of concentration led to the goal we conceded. Well, we received conceded. Plus Shaw was way out of position, right? What he was doing tracking back on the Wan-Bissaka side. Christopher saying it's because Varane always more confident playing a higher line. He's quality and very secure at the back. And we saw it many times today, but I mean this one particular time.
So where St. Maxim's came out a couple of times today. Well,
but here his recovery.
Yeah, his recovery is amazing.
His recovery was real good.
And the hair came big on one, eh?
yes.
Which was kind of straight to him, but he came big on one. Yeah.
Jody saying as for team selection, it had no other 11 I could have seen starting.
True.
Right?
I agree.
Peter saying I just want to say I don't know if you all would agree with me, but there was some selfish football at certain periods of the game. I'm just happy with Shaw and Pogba. They were extremely good. Pogba tracked back and made tackles. But we know it's all about Ronaldo. The Ronaldo show, pure class. Yeah, man. Slabhead still making mistakes. They were just saying the atmosphere over TV was madness after the game, the interviews. You couldn't hear all the watch me. It was really something. People was really up for it tonight. Today. Hey Anderson, welcome buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks
Anderson.
for joining. Simon saying that was last year Maguire. And finally Matic keep losing the ball.
You find so?
When?
I define so.
Yeah.
Richard, go through.
Yeah. as much as I was fascinated by the attack, I was even more fascinated watching Varane defend in certain instances. It gave me that assurance in the back that it have somebody in the back there. And although Maguire make a mistake in the midfield today that led to the goal, I think he made a tackle on one of the players and then inside the box, which was a real good tackle.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
A real good tackle. So, apart from that little mishap there, I find the defending today was real good because I know we have the attack. It's just the defending and thing. And honestly, hats off to Eric Ramsey with those set plays on them, Before, as a team get a little corner, actually, you're cooking here, they can't watch the screen because you don't know what's going on already. So, honestly, hats off to Eric Ramsey because you could see that the team is improving with those set pieces on them.
Yeah,
Nice,
it looks
nice.
solid. Definitely look more solid today with set defending set. In fact, since the beginning of the season, I think we have definitely looked a bit more solid defending the set piece.
James,
So,
in terms of the question that Anderson asking here, you always should have made subs quicker, especially after the second goal. What was your thoughts on that?
I disagree simply because once you have that momentum with your side, you keep it as much as possible. The third goal would have allowed you the room to make changes. It's not like we were, after the second goal, we kind of settled the game with ourselves. Like I said, we started lackluster in the second half. But as we got that second goal, as they scored, we turned on. We switched back on. Remember that it was a game that we still had to finish. And the momentum started to build. All of a sudden, you see Newcastle going back to defending 10 men behind the ball. All of a sudden, you started to see them giving us the space that we needed, and Manchester United became ruthless. Now, if you change that dynamic of the game too early, what you do is you expose yourself to another attack again. Where would you have made that change? Would you have put in a striker for Ronaldo? No, you just scored 2 goals. Would you have changed your wingers? No, because you have your wingers overlapping real nice with your wing backs. The midfield, who you switching Matic out to bring in? Who you switching Bruno out to bring in? If you had switched on Bruno, would Van der Beek have scored a goal like what Bruno has scored? I'm just saying that I think you keep it until you see, listen, we have people who are tired out there. But once you have that momentum going, I don't think you should change it because you put yourself up for a unknown. But Ole has been guilty of making changes too late in the past, so I understand people not being too fond of him making changes too late. So me, I would not have changed it. After the second goal, I saw Manchester United switch on and became a machine once again, so I was good with that.
Nice. Good. Good. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, 100% I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Simeon saying here, Newcastle showed 10 seconds of quality. Other teams will have more than that, but Varane, you see the quality. Which centre back we pay more for?
But to be honest, outside of that mistake, I think he had a very solid game also. You know, and what he also does is he actually drives the team. He actually drives the team forward, give the team the impetus when he get the ball from behind, pushing the team forward when he comes forward with the ball because he's so good moving with the ball now. So I think he had an excellent game. Outside of that,
I do not like Maguire at all. I'm
not a fan of his defense.
Not a fan of his.
He has grown on me a bit. Yeah,
same here. I wasn't a big fan of Maguire last season, but when we missed him in the Villarreal final, it kind of showed. And then in the Euros, right? Maguire was probably one of the most solid.
He's solid
in Euros, right? So I mean, he's growing on me a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Riyad, welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining. He's saying Slavet making mistakes. Really, Maguire made one mistake, and that was in the Newcastle's half. Matic had a great game, kept progressing the ball, kept it simple. Yeah.
Matic really attacked. He really, really came at them, but that's probably that's his gas done there for the rest of September.
And he had some shots too. He tried some shots too.
Yeah, now let me just do this one again, and let me make sure the effects come on, right? Keen just sent us follow the page on Facebook, and you can send us a direct message on the page, and we will respond to you. Right? We appreciate it, buddy. Right, saying last year we would have dropped 2 points. For those with eyes to see the year-on-year progress, it is clearly to be seen, very much so. Hey David, welcome man. He said the Cristiano Ronaldo show. So guys, hey Ian, welcome man. Thanks for joining. James
Yeah,
Nick.
man.
And I would have mentioned it to Nico. I thought overall the team was solid. I think we would have gone in expecting Newcastle to sit back. When I listened to Steve Bruce, his pre-match interview, he was sung and defeated already. He was sung and defeated, because I mean he would have been without some of his key players as well. I think Callum Wilson and somebody else, So I knew that they were going to sit back for their life, right?
And then the atmosphere too. That atmosphere would have been intimidating for any team.
Very, very much
any
so.
team.
Very much so. And then too, they didn't have any confidence coming into the game from their previous results. So we knew that hey, here we're going on. They were gonna say, hey, here we're going on. This is damage control. We're gonna try to see the furthest we could push Man without conceding. And even if we concede, we don't want it to be no cricket score.
Right.
Yeah. So I knew that was what Newcastle were going to come with. So I wasn't surprised when I saw, how they were playing from the 5th minute. It didn't surprise me one bit. If I was Newcastle and I was setting up against Ronaldo and company, I was gonna do the same thing out here, right? My only thing with how we played, and it's something that I just always kind of talk about when I'm referring to, the Matic Pogba midfield combo. Yes, in terms of ball retention, they are the best that we have in the team, but they move the ball too slow. And when you're playing against a low block team, and this is why, guys, I thought our 4th goal was the best goal that we scored simply because the movement was quicker. And anytime you want to break down a low block, you can't be laboring passing because it will always give the defense time to readjust to what you're going to do. So you move the ball to that side, you move it to that side, they will just continue to readjust and set back up themselves to handle wherever you're going to throw at them. You need quick interchange and you need quick passing, you need one-touch movement. And there were many times I saw where Sancho, who I thought had a real good game, started positive, was linking with Ronaldo real good, Shaw was overlapping. Right? He was making the ones and was waiting for the twos. And Matic go hold the ball, watch across, and make a sideway pass. And these were opportunities where we could try to attempt to break down the Newcastle defense. So I thought even though, we held possession, we looked good in possession, we were not threatening Newcastle. Right? And they were comfortable to give us possession. Right? So, and these are things that sometimes I am a little bit fearful of because I know how the Premiership footballers go. So they would have been comfortable to sit down for 45 minutes and give us possession and just clear with the ball every time it come. Because look at how much times when Ronaldo would have gotten the ball to feet, they would have stamped on Ronaldo with his back to goal. You understand? Ronaldo either want to be facing goal or he want to be running onto something. Right? And we were not doing that. So, and that for me was largely because of Pogba and Matic. Now, that is the best we have, I understand, in terms of trying to deal with these kind of situations. But I want us to move the ball faster because we will struggle, and then better teams than Newcastle who are better, able to stand defensively will push us to the 75th, 76th minute, and then we'll start to panic. And then you'll see Bruno Fernandes shooting from half field. Then you'll see Greenwood trying to beat through 4 or 5 players to shoot. And these are the situations that we don't want to find ourselves in because I'm telling you, that would have changed the whole mood at the return of Ronaldo today. So that is my issue with the game. Apart from that, we control the game. I didn't have no issues. Oh, one thing, right? Oh yeah, you see Wan-Bissaka? He's the next one to get replaced. Anyway, so
it's funny because I was actually calling for Wan-Bissaka to be subbed because Newcastle allowed him to have the ball because Newcastle knows he has no creative bones inside him, right? I was actually asking for Diego Dallo to come on because he could try something, but Wan-Bissaka is just so like one-dimensional. But that's another discussion for another time.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Nick.
Just with regards to the the comment that you made about Pogba and Matic passing the ball too slowly. Now we always try to draw a parallel of France Pogba versus Pogba for Manchester United because we know what France Pogba does. And France Pogba is, this majestic player where he always finds a man in space and men running out of ball and these all these crossfield passes and whatnot. This is the very same thing he tries at Manchester, He just doesn't have the players to read that kind of ball. So you would see him send one across over the top for Fernandes. And Fernandes, you saw what Fernandes did. Fernandes tried to head the ball. I don't even know what that was. When
No, but I thought
He tried to head it for Sancho.
I don't
yeah,
know.
I thought that was a good play, but Sancho didn't read that.
That was a good play.
Right.
I don't know.
But you would see Pogba always look for that off the ball play where he would try to put it over the defense because he knows that defense will line up, they will stack up against us. So he will always try to put it through over. Always. For France, he always does it. And he always has a player like Mbappe to run on or Griezmann to run onto the ball because he knows these are runners, which is what he does with Greenwood. I think though, for us, the crosses into the box once they got down the line were terrible. We did not do enough of that.
Correct.
I know. I understand why it's our point because we only had like one striker in the box versus 4 defenders. Plus they were stacked in the midfield and that kind of thing. But you saw where we created spaces. Ronaldo got the ball more than I would say I expected them to. I find they give Ronaldo space that I was not expecting them to give because I see Ronaldo did step over. It's like what? Ronaldo.
I think he created that space for himself.
Right. So now that we have that dynamic into the team, now we have a player who is not afraid to shoot. Because I still think sometimes Rashford is afraid to shoot. Once he gets inside the box, Rashford decides to get all. He screws up. He rather shoot from outside of the box, which is strange.
Yeah, Rashford shoots when he should pass, and vice versa.
Right. Not saying that he doesn't have a shot, because Greenwood has the same thing. Greenwood shoots very well inside and outside of the box. Right. So for me, I think Pogba does well. Matic, we all know that Matic is not Matic from Chelsea. We all know he's not as young as he used to be, but most of us were surprised at how much running he did today. Because, really and truly, we know old boy does sit back and try to spread the ball across the field, right? So, I hear you with Matic. I disagree with Pogba because I think that Pogba is a visionary. I think he's a person that looks for that pass, that behind the defense pass, that through ball pass. I think he looks for it. He just doesn't get the players to do it for him. So he's forced to pass it across to the other side of the field.
He got CR7 now with him, so
let's see how that works. Because
I guess playing alongside somebody who slow just like you, there's a kind of magnify the issue. So it'll make it a little more obvious than
yeah, it would. So, but think about it like this, right? Pogba is a player that other teams don't give space. From the time Pogba is on the ball, it's not one person marking Pogba. Most times it's 2 or 3 players coming onto Pogba. Why? Because Pogba passes the ball. Now I am going to say something that people might find controversial. Bruno Fernandes is intimidated by Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, I agree.
Anytime,
I agree. I on your side, James. I on your side.
Bruno Fernandes becomes a bit of a reclusive player. He scored,
but that was good. That was good today because you saw today where he played, especially that what Reem was called for, a little more within himself, a little more care with the ball. I think, and he demonstrated that today. Today, I find he was very responsible with the ball. Right. And I saw that today. And if it is the Ronaldo effect. Maybe that
bring it on. Yeah, bring it on. I was telling you guys before we started the recording that the game, sometimes the Bruno that we see for Portugal and the Bruno we see for Manchester United is 2 different players. I like the Bruno that I see for Portugal, right? I think he's more, conservative. Not that a senior can't be risky, right? But he's a lot more calculated when he plays for Portugal, and he looks better in trying to build the football as opposed to trying to rush and risk things. I'm not saying that don't risk, but sometimes he's very, very wasteful in trying to force the play when he plays for Manchester United. And I think I agree with James because everybody's seeing that, the fact that Ronaldo is here now, it kind of have Bruno thinking twice before because it has somebody who could load him up.
Yeah.
Portuguese, so you all understand what he's saying.
Exactly. Yeah, because even for the Euros, right? Bruno started to play like how we just play for Manchester United, and he get hooked.
Yeah.
And he was on the bench.
Bruno was poor. Bruno was poor in the Euros.
Yeah, he was hooked and he was on the bench because he started to play how he was playing for Manchester United. And he could, no, that is not the football we want to play. Right? And you're seeing like he's aware of it. You know, he's definitely aware of it. And you see it. I saw it today. I even saw it for some of the games against Portugal, the international games. And you're seeing that change where he's a bit more responsible with the ball.
Yeah. Let me just get some comments here, guys, before we move on. But we'll engage the comments as well. So, guys, keep the comments coming. Continue to share and continue to like the video. I appreciate it. All right. Joey's saying, so far our home game is on fire. I'm waiting to see this 11 perform in away games. On another note, teams had it easier preparing for Bruno and Pogba.
Yeah. So now I prepare for CR7 too.
Yeah.
I'm disagree with.
Yeah. Riyadh saying Pogba 6 assists in 4 games. Alia, talk about that.
No, it's 7. It's 7.
It's 7.
Correct that comment, boy.
Look, Christian correct it.
Yes,
All right, I thank you very much.
Fantasy team making it well.
Riyadh, that's how wrong you are about Martial too. Anyway.
Nah. Yeah. I would rather now.
So you're saying it's Newcastle, so I think you have to have.
Critically consider. I think it is critically consider Ronaldo psychologically score on that keeper before game.
But let's be real. We have boogie teams, and Newcastle is one of our boogie teams.
Yeah.
Right? We have sides that for no
we
reason.
We beaten Newcastle 4-1 a while now, you know.
I agree.
It's like Southampton. Southampton is one of them.
I agree with James because on the times that we played Newcastle, we made John Joe Shelby look like a damn bald Paul Scholes or a bald Xavi, right?
And long staff.
John Joe Shelby looks so good versus Manchester United in the last couple of seasons, but today was a different story. So.
Yeah, but we always beaten them. Check the last set of scores: 4-1, 5-1.
But it doesn't be an easy game. It don't.
Do my favor, pull up that comment by Keys where he say,
which one is that?
Pogba and Bruno had to be peppered from outside of the box.
Had to be what?
Peppered from shooting from outside of the box. Pogba really hesitated to shoot today.
Yeah.
But they close him down. But they close him down good.
He had chances to swing.
You think so?
I mean, go ahead. Pogba.
I find a real close him down. I find a close him down real quick.
He have the shot.
No, but it had a lot of times when they had the time to he didn't set already, and Pogba sometimes it's like to turn and twist on the ball, and that's
the same shot that Bruno shoot on enough scoring. Pogba had an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why didn't just shoot good? You look to pass. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong to pass, but take your shot. You never know. Man might spill it and CRO players poach it.
Yeah. Christopher saying Van de Beek added that aspect to our game, quick passing and movement. That's why I want to see him get a chance at holding midfield.
One pass.
Is he a
One
holding
pass.
Only one pass.
What exactly? I agree. Is he a holding
It is what you want to see. How much pass you want to see in 5 minutes? The man only get
One
5
pass?
minutes today.
5 minutes.
How much passes you
Let me
want
get
to see?
Let me get more time. Let me get more time, man. Let me get more time, man. Let me get one pass.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
I was a frightened passer. He frightened me. That's a stop quick because he's always frightened when you're on the ball. Yeah, that's
Don't demand that. Don't demand that.
No. I think it's a different Van de Beek this season, man.
Right? And as he get that touch, he just passes one time. And
Don't demand that. Don't demand that.
A holding midfielder.
The man say he can play all them different positions.
Yeah, he say he can play that. He say he can play at 6. He can play at 8.
I can say
play at 10.
He play at 10. Never see me play defense. I can say whatever I want. Right? Donny Van de Beek is not a holding midfielder. He never played that position for Ajax.
He said so.
Christian saying like I watched a different game because Sancho didn't have a good game. He was average at most. He got a 5. Wow.
Yeah, you did. You definitely watch a different game. You probably watch.
I think he's talking about the ratings on the website. I think he did get a 5 out of 10. But
I was. Yeah, go ahead.
We are comparing it to his last games. So
yeah,
he was
exactly.
real good in this game.
Yeah.
But is that how good? Is that how we expect him to play for the rest of the season?
But you see the thing about that, James, right, is the way how he plays how we know Sancho to play is, kind of dependent or contingent on how the players around him play. And that's why I was making mention of how, he would have looked for the 1-2 many times with Matic. And Matic would have opted for a different option, a safer option. At Dortmund, they play a lot more of the 1-2s, intricate.
But Donny
passing.
Van de Beek would have been the perfect partner for Jadon Sancho.
Exactly.
They're on the same wavelength.
I agree with that. But you cannot say Donny Van de Beek could be a whole midfielder because I'm telling you, he will hold the head on ball. What I would say though,
time will tell. Let me see. To me, he had to be given a chance.
Sancho wasn't even.
Yeah, he had to be
given.
given a chance.
Sancho was on the left side. Sancho was supposed to be on the right
The
side.
the only way I would play Donny Van de Beek as a holding midfielder is against a team that parks the bus, where Man United will have a lot of possession. That's all.
Something like today, right?
Yeah,
Because any team that
today.
play counter, any team that park the bus will play counter attacking football, right? They'll put the quick forwards. So I mean, it's either he play in that kind of setting or he don't play at all, or you play him in a different position.
correct.
He played real good 1-2s with Shaw.
That's the kind of player he is. He's that kind of player.
Right.
So
The
but you have to-
ball is a hot potato for Van der Beek. So
As someone said in the comments on YouTube, right? He said, what he looking for 1-2s with Matic for? He's supposed to know who you're playing with.
yeah.
Who Sancho?
Yeah. Looking for 1-2s.
The only thing I had with Sancho.
So then how you'll beat so what you expecting Sancho to do? Beat 3 and 4 players?
No,
You
don't
have
play
to-
the ball that he
one,
played today.
twos,
Play
you
the
just-
type
have
of
to
football that he
play-
played today, which is get the ball, pass it off, make space. Get the ball, pass it off, make space, run into space, going into the middle. Do that. We like to see the fluid movements.
Yeah. The only thing for me with Sancho, yes, that's been a great improvement from the Wolves game. I think at times today he could have been a bit more instinctive. At times he would have stopped the play, maybe slow it down a little bit too much for me. But otherwise, that definitely a big improvement from the Wolves game, and it definitely you could see him improving from now. It's not the Sancho that we want, but you have seen an improvement, and to me that is good enough for now.
Also, when Sancho was trying, you see sides that like to attack us and leave their defense exposed. Sancho will shine. And
we all-
expose them.
What do you all think about this comment here? They're saying if Rashford had checked himself, it will be hard for him to get back into the starting.
I told people that since the first game against Leeds. I told people that if Paul Pogba, when he was on the left, kept at his form, I'm sorry, Marcus Rashford, but you got to work your way back to that starting 11. I'm sorry. You can feed a million children, but you got to get back into that starting 11. I do not care.
I disagree.
Right? I don't care.
Hey Gregory, welcome man. Thanks for joining. Saying man like James Nick.
Oh, Greg, so you see, all I'm saying is
Go ahead.
Rashford has his spot on that team simply because he is the guy. Him and Greenwood are the two guys that are going to be taking over when Ronaldo and Cavani leave. They are supposed to be understudying them fellas now. Because, okay, not last season, but the season before, Rashford was untouchable. Untouchable. You couldn't, in every single competition, Rashford was doing it.
I could cut you across there, James.
Talk to me.
The reason why he was untouchable is because
No, it's
Oli
not
did
because I'm
have-
matching.
It had. no. Hear me true. The reason why he was untouchable is because Oli didn't have options, right? Because
Oh,
I'm
we had
telling you,
options. We had.
no, I'm telling he didn't. All right, I'm gonna put it like this.
What
He didn't have
options
options.
Oli
He
had?
trusted it,
Lukaku.
right? Oh,
Nah,
what season
Lukaku
you
wasn't there.
talking about?
Not
What season you
last
talking
season.
about?
Season
Now Lukaku wasn't there, man.
The season Lukaku was there, Rashford had an amazing season, and he was actually overshadowing Lukaku, which is why a lot of
You
people
mean
said
this
that
season we come third?
this season?
That's the season we won the Europa League.
Nah,
No, that's so
Lukaku
far.
wasn't there. Yeah.
No, when we come third. Because we
When
come
came
third
to the
and then
correct.
second.
Yes. And people were saying like, yeah, let Lukaku leave. Lukaku could go. We don't need Lukaku. We have Rashford.
But their styles of play are totally different. Rashford more excels off of the wing. Lukaku is a hold-up guy that will look to play on guys as well too, right? So I mean, I would have kept Lukaku. So
So okay. So who we putting on the left then?
who we putting on the left? Marcus Rashford. You mean You mean back in the day, Marcus Rashford?
No. Because Sancho not supposed to be on the right side. He's supposed to be on the right
Well,
side.
with Greenwood form,
But
Yeah,
Sancho
I mean,
we
you
had a
can't
cannot
plan.
judge.
judge
Yeah.
Greenwood. You
Sancho
cannot
had a
judge
plan
Greenwood.
left.
That is why Sancho playing on the
he
left
spends
right
so
now.
much money on Sancho to put Sancho out of position and put Greenwood
I
in
don't
that
think he
position.
out of position on the left.
Man,
I don't think I actually find he does look stronger on the left than on the right. If you
Disagree.
ask me,
Now, I wouldn't say that, Rims. I wouldn't say that.
I disagree. Sancho is a
I
monster
find
on the
Sancho
right
does
side.
look real positive on the left. I find
Yeah, because
anyway,
he
but
gets
that's my
his game to look
opinion.
positive.
But in the Wolves game, it had a time when Sancho went on the right hand side and he was doing a little more than he was doing on the left. He went there for a short period of time, and that's where he looked
Sancho.
a little more comfortable.
Yeah, but he barely was on the right side. So I understand what you're saying, but he didn't get to play on the right side. But listen, I would love to see Rashford, Sancho, CR7 on top, Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, Pogba,
But
Fernandes.
remember we have 20 games to play in this.
Somebody gotta get injured, boy. Yeah, our children gotta get injured.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
the thing
Let
is,
me ask James a question. James, who do you think? James, who do you think is the better finisher, Marcus Rashford or Mason Greenwood?
At the moment?
Overall, it don't have an at the moment here.
Nah,
At the moment.
let's say Greenwood,
You like Rashford, then we're going to.
Rashford is back. Yeah, Rashford is back.
You got a soft spot for Marcus Rashford. You got a very soft spot for Marcus Rashford.
It's a no way Rashford is a better finisher.
No way on God's green earth you can tell me that Marcus Rashford is better than Mason Greenwood.
But I would say prefer me personally. I would say Rashford, but I am willing to accept that I would be wrong in this position. We would have left and right foot, so fine. But I would say Rashford though.
Greenwood got 3 legs, buddy.
Let me just get some comments here, guys. Right, and then we'll go to Richard after. Right. They were just saying before Ronaldo, everyone was looking for Bruno to do something special, make a play or score a goal. So he would try to make it happen. But with Ronaldo, he will have less pressure to make it happen. More composure, hopefully. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very, very
So
good
he
point.
takes the pressure off of. So he does.
that's
So
right.
Ronaldo takes the pressure off of him.
Yes, that's a very good point. I mean, we're not seeing it working with Portugal, but hopefully it'll work with Man United. Diane, good night. Thanks for joining. She's saying good night, guys. Just tuning in. Great win today. Hope we can keep it moving. Ronaldo was awesome debut for CR7. Pogba playing well, really well.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Jody, how Richard only getting phone calls so Richard would have one.
The man, Paul Richardson.
Gregory saying it's brilliant to see that the squad dynamic is showing. Yes, correct. You're at Newcastle, but you're supposed to perform like this against them.
That's
correct.
right. These are the games you're supposed to bolster that goal difference.
Correct. Christopher saying with a low block like today, creative players would always get swamped. Pog's playing deep gave him more time on the ball. But the thing about Bruno is that he's capable of having those moments of pure class, even if he wasn't influencing the entire game. And we saw that today.
Yeah.
That goal
Thank you.
That goal was good. Simeon saying, how many shots on goal did Ronaldo get? Anybody know?
2?
Nah.
No,
It was more than
I
that.
counted about 6.
About 6. Yeah.
I counted about 6.
6?
He
Okay.
actually had it. He actually had it on the Man United app. Yeah.
Christian saying the way how Newcastle set up defending 10 in the box, we're supposed to be taking more shots from outside the box. Correct. Greenwood did exactly that. Got a deflection and we scored. Correct. If he didn't take that shot outside the box,
score from outside of the box. Pogba had chances to shoot.
Gary saying, Nico, come on, man. No, guys, I do apologize for reading the comments now because I know those comments would have come when we were talking about something. So I really don't know what you're talking about.
No, you talk about Donny. You talk about Donny. Yeah.
Okay.
Van der Beek.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we in and around the Donny Van der Beek comments here.
Total shot 6.
For Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I counted 6, yeah.
Christopher saying incorrect. Donny Van der Beek can play at 6. He said so himself, and he started as a 6 at Ajax. Check his interview with Rio. Well, you need to understand Donny Van der Beek before let's talk about him.
Well, let him go.
I hear that interview too. I hear that interview too, but at the end of the day, You want to expose Manchester United,
Let it be.
You know what I mean?
Or I could play a little devil's advocate and say, you know what, Donny Van de Beek said that just to get playing time as well too.
Exactly. Yeah. I could play there, coach. I could play there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Like first time you're going to play with a team. Where you can play, we need a striker. Yeah, coach, I can play there. I can play there, coach. You never play striker in your life.
Who bring this man, man?
Keegan saying how you gonna look? How you gonna be look? How all your help, man? How you gonna be looking for 1-2s with Matic and all?
It's true.
All of them fellas is professional footballers, man. Come on, man. Them fellas could do that by. Gregory saying Donny had a free roaming role at Ajax, so he can come from. He transitioned between the lines, so he can play deep and progress the play. The last time I checked, is not what what a 6 does. And I thought when he played as the 6 against Leipzig, he did a good job, you know. So
yeah,
I
but
mean, he might be the best, but I mean,
who was his partner in that game?
Definitely had to be a specialist.
It wasn't him and
Pogba.
Oh, it was no. I think they played the diamond, and he played at 8. He didn't play 6 in that game because Matic, Pogba, and Van de Beek played the 2
It wasn't McTominay
against Leipzig. I can't remember.
Game that we won.
Like when we beat them, we beat them 5.
Donny's best game last season was the goal where it was a link up between him, Mata, Bruno, and Rashford. I don't know if you guys remember that goal.
That was a cup game.
No, that was a Premier League game. That was against either Newcastle or Brighton. Can't remember.
So
we lost that game.
Right? No. That's the game. That's the Newcastle game. I remember that. But that's when the play starts in the defensive half.
Exactly.
So that game was that game done and dusted because Mata was on the field?
No. Plenty players were injured.
Yeah. Oh, had to be because Mata don't play.
Nah, but Mata how he won 2-3 games, he go show up and do it.
Okay.
All right, guys, the comments coming real fast. But here's what I want to do, guys. I want to how much goals you all think Ronaldo will be scoring in all comps this season?
42.
Wow. Woo.
Wait, hold on. What was the question?
How much goals do you feel Ronaldo gonna be scoring in all comps this season?
20 plus for sure.
Man, I say 42. I give you an exact number, 42.
No, I agree with Phil. On that 42.
42. 42.
Wow, 42.
No more, no less. 42. Done.
He said all competitions. That's
No, because I read a article where it have some records that Ronaldo would be trying to break. So, and I see it as 42 goals. So
this is not Serie A, you know.
Well, they were saying.
This is
But the
Premier League, you
man
know.
But man said all competitions. If Ronaldo is not bagging hat-tricks versus Atalanta and Young Boys, then something has to be wrong.
But the thing is, the man was in La Liga bagging 30 plus goals. The man went to Syria bagging 30 plus goals. So why he can't come back in the Premier League and do that?
Nah, boy, the Premier League is a different animal, boy.
He know the Premier League. Ronaldo know the Premier League when he won rougher than this.
James, you know Ronaldo is not a normal 36-year-old guy. Come on.
But all right, you know what? I would say 36 goals. But if
No,
no, 42, then by all
42 goals. End of story.
Wow.
42.
So Phil, you saying 42. Richard, you say 42. James, you say how much?
36.
36. Nico, how much?
The man got 2 today so far. The 40 coming in.
25. 25. What record it? 25.
25. Jody's saying 34 in all comps. You'll be checking all competitions, all.
Right.
Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premiership,
Not sweating
Champions
Carabao
League.
Cup. Ronaldo not sweating Carabao
No,
Cup.
I'm saying, oh gosh, unless we reach the quarter, this is semi-final.
Unless
you
we
know
out of Champions League and he needs to get them goals in.
Champions League alone, I'm sure Ronaldo going to score about 12 goals.
Richard
talk to these guys. Richard, talk to these guys. Ronaldo is Mr. Champions League. He might is Mr. Champions League.
Exactly.
Mr. Champions
League.
I would be happy to be wrong in this case. So
But
by all means, please, yes.
You hear this, right? Earlier, we played Newcastle today, right? And he only scored 2. I know if we were doing a preview, sorry, for this Newcastle game, all of that same Ronaldo might have scored 4 or 5 goals. All you sure that 42 are being, ambitious, boy?
No.
All right.
Wow. I agree with Anderson here. I say about 20.
No.
All comes.
By
About
Lukaku.
20. Oh, God. So, I mean, guys, in the comments, you feel free to put your tally as well, eh? But, I mean, we have some real ambitious, predictions here, boy. Man of the match, fellas. Man of the match.
Pogba.
Pogba.
Ronaldo. Again, Ronaldo. As much as Pogba was good, and yes, I rate him up very highly. I think the first goal that Ronaldo scored, I think, as the only person possibly might have done that would have been Cavani, but Cavani wasn't available today. So without Cavani being available today, I don't think it had anybody else would have taken that chance for us to go ahead. And then the second goal that he scored, it wasn't a perfect pass from Luke Shaw, but he made it into a perfect pass, a perfect touch, and a quality finish. And again, that was the match winner. So definitely to me, because of that, Ronaldo.
Nico, you touched on something that sends me right into my next point now, guys. I know we real bad for time, right? We don't pass. We're supposed to pass already, but just allow this question, right? So Nico talked about Cavani, right? Now, when you look at the options that Oli has now, as a manager, is a good problem to have, but it's also a tough one because now you have Cavani, Ronaldo, Mason Greenwood, Rashford coming back soon, Martial, Jesse Lingard. Miss anybody? Pogba might play out wide left, sometimes. So the options that Oli have for his attack, everybody, right? That's probably about 8 players I called just now. Everybody cannot make the match day squad, right? So how do you all see Oli managing this? Because he had chances to let players go. He said no, he wants to keep them. Today was Cavani, and whether it was really a knock or Cavani tell Oli, yeah, I want to play today, or Oli tell Cavani, yeah, playing today, some really, really tough decisions had to be made because, trust me, you can't have, 8 or 9 attackers on the field because we didn't count midfielders, we just count the 4, and he normally played with 3 attackers or 4, right? And you have all these players at your disposal, top quality, and you can't have the balance on the bench because you need to have balance on the bench. Yeah. So how you feel Oli will go about handling this thing?
Who went first?
I waited on James to go first so I could disagree with him.
I think that's what Solskjaer is paid to do, make the hard decisions. You had to realize who's in form and who's not in form, who are the people that, they're doing well in training and then they come on the field and they're doing madness. So he has a very good problem to have. He can basically tell a man, yo, here is this, you're not playing well enough. Sit down.
Sit out.
Sit out. Relax on the
Sit
bench.
out. They sit out.
That one is sit out. That one is sit out.
Relax yourself.
Yeah.
He could watch Fernandez and say, yo, go and drink the milk on the side now. Relax. You understand?
I ain't seen that happening.
You don't see that happening? Okay. All I would say is now men can dictate the pace. Simple. That is my opinion. So I'm glad that he has that problem finally, where he's not forced to have to play somebody because you are paying this player $250,000 a week.
Oh, you
This
don't
is
have
a problem.
problems.
He have a real good problem now. So now he can tell a man, yo, you sit up.
Nice.
Just hope that he has the backbone to do it.
Yeah.
So Phil, by all means.
Nah, I agree with James because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be playing players based on the name. Play players on performance, right? And does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have the cojones to tell a player after 2 to 3 games, you know what? You haven't been pulling up your socks, you haven't been pulling your weight. Hold the bench like Forrest Gump for now, right? And I will put somebody else to play as well too, right? And as much as James mentioned Bruno Fernandes, and he's one of the players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be looking at with regards to, you know what, you're not pulling out your socks. But another player that I should mention, and I want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to have the cojones to bench, is Fred.
Yeah.
Fred has. Oh my God, Fred is another discussion. That's all I will say.
But Fred can catch himself though. Last year there were a number of games where people was like, "Hey, Fred, we're getting on today, bro."
Fred catch himself. Fred
played well enough to find himself on the Brazilian national team. I mean, come on. He's having a bad season so far, but generally the man.
But James, here is right. It has something that's very, very common with this show, right? We always fall into the trap of rating a player after one game, and then they'll be rubbish next game, and then we will criticize them in the game after that. They'll step up and we'll praise them. So it's like we can't rely on any player in this squad, right? Go through, Richard.
Yeah, I'm glad that Oli have those hard decisions to make now, because before he didn't have that, because he didn't trust the people who he had on the bench. So now you have people on the bench who he trusts. So I'm glad that he have that tough decision now. Now it's just up to him to manage the team properly throughout the EPL, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and Champions League and so on. But watching an interview with Cristiano, I think probably he might get at least some pointers on team selection or something. So you never know.
I hope not. For me, boy. Whew.
No, because that is the type of player he is,
But what do you think about team selection for himself? I just say, let me say, Cristiano Ronaldo, nothing for. Would he come to Ole and say, Ole, here what? I find my form are struggling these days. Here what? Play Cavani now. Oh,
nobody. I don't think it. Ronaldo would not be in form now.
Nah, you can't say it. Never
nah,
know.
the only time I ever see Ronaldo not in form is when he injured.
Right? Because look at the season at Juventus, he ended up on the bench. Right? He was on the bench at Juventus and he scored 40 goals, I think, that season, right? He scored 40 goals and he still ended up on the bench at the end of the season. So that is why for me, right, Ronaldo shouldn't be the person to tell Oli, pick this one or pick that one, because when your form is in question, right, what are you gonna tell me now? You know?
Okay. But Ronaldo wants to win games, right?
Right.
Ronaldo come to win. Ronaldo come to win. Ronaldo come to rap and skin. He come to place no second in the competition. Ronaldo is a winner. Right? So I would think that Ronaldo will sit down before the games and be like, yo, Oli, here's this enough. I don't really kick any ball too much.
You think so?
What?
Nah.
Ronaldo not doing that. Ronaldo not doing that.
That's not happening.
Now let's see him. No, the second half. I will take that to them boys.
That's happening.
But when he did his interview today, Ronaldo did say that he spoke to the team last night. He spoke to everybody last night, and he gave them a few words and so on when he did his interview today. So
that to do with if he could be informed.
No, but you see, the thing about it, right, is this thing with Ronaldo, you'll have to understand the kind of mentality this player have. He could be poor, he will still want to play because he know he have his goals, and his goals is to not necessarily play well, but to score goals, right? I don't know if you all go back to the game against Ireland. Ronaldo was poor, but Ronaldo stepped up and scored 2 big goals for Ireland. And I think that's when he broke the record, and he's now the record holder. So a player like Ronaldo, when they consider his mentality, just listen to the guy talk. He is different from Cavani. Cavani is the type that will tell Oli he want to play today and he want to play today, right? Ronaldo will tell you, hey, I could be messing 9 scored the last 10 games. I want to play. So Phil said it right. This season, with these kind of players in the dressing room, Oli had to prove himself as a ruthless, strong back manager.
So why
Because
it is-
at the end of the day, these players, yes, you want to have big players in your squad, you want mentality, but these players could end up ruling you if you're not strong enough in it.
But why we give
Look at-
Martial all those chances?
But we had no choice.
Yeah,
We had
Marcel
no
is not the,
choice.
and then Marcel is not the type to try to rule your dressing room. I know you're on banter, but I just say, right?
Martial can't speak English.
No, but hear me out, because Fergie, when you listen to Fergie always used to say, I am the main man here. You
Yeah.
understand? From the time you think you bigger than me, you leaving, and that's why people like Beckham had to go. You understand? And these were big players on the pitch, and even for marketing for the club, these were big players. But Fergie saying, "Hey, yeah, what's going on? I had to run the route here." So this is where Oli had to prove that he had the backbone to make the decisions. You understand what I'm saying? So I am telling you, Ronaldo not gonna come and tell you, well, hey, I ain't playing today. That's a decision Oli had to make. Trust me when I tell you that. Because Ronaldo want to play every single game. Ronaldo want to end his career being the most goal scorer, having the most goals in the universe. You understand? So that.
That's why it's 42 this season, right?
All right.
As I said, I am
What you
willing to be
mean?
wrong.
If it benefiting the
willing to be
team
wrong.
and the team win the Champions League, win the Premiership, then 45.
Yeah, 50.
Nah,
Why is it about 45?
45,
Why is it
45,
about
40
45?
Champions League.
45 is too much. I say 42.
42. All right. So guys, it has been nice, having you all on, the comments, the panel, we do appreciate everything. So as we wrap up, let's get some closing thoughts now, guys. We have Young Boys on Tuesday, and then we have West Ham. I think it's the Carabao Cup on the weekend.
Nah, the EPL game
That's
first.
the EPL. Okay,
Yes.
so we have West Ham in the EPL on the weekend, and I think Antonio gets suspended from.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
don't have to worry
yeah.
about that. Anyway, closing thoughts, guys. James.
I just hope that the momentum keeps going. I hope that in the bigger games and in the smaller games, I hope that we go for them. I hope we don't stop. Show them that Manchester United is a title contender. I hope that we do actually bring home either the Champions League or the Premier League this season. I think we have the right players for it. We just need to focus. And if we have performances like today and we keep improving, we should be good to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Richard.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we keep up the momentum as well. I just can't wait for October to see Ronaldo score a hat-trick against Liverpool and, score he brace against all them big six clubs on them. So I just waiting for October because by the month I see we have, all the top tier teams. Well, not Arsenal, but all the rest of them. So I just waiting for October. I know the rest of these teams is a breeze for us.
All right. Nice, Phil.
They said CR7 is too old, right? That's what they said, right? Okay. They're going to be saying that for the next 30 plus games when he scores 42 goals. He's too old. The Premier League is too tough for him, right? But I mean, if United can keep up their away form as well as their home form as well, I don't see why we can't bring home the Premier League. I don't see why not.
Yeah, Nico.
Yeah. Again, the unveiling today. It didn't stop nothing short of perfection. For Ronaldo, I think it was a perfect homecoming for him. I think the scoring the winner today was jubilation, and I told him if we did our live today, we would have definitely been very high up in the numbers in terms of viewership, because the whole world was looking at this game today. And I think as long as we at least keep up the momentum, Oli make the right decisions when he has to. I think that will definitely be very critical for this season, at Oli making the right decisions when he has to. I think as long as that is done, I think I was telling Reeves today, why not? Why we can't win the Champions League this season? I don't see nothing stopping us from winning the Champions League. I think we should see ourselves as one of the top dogs in the Champions League. You know, so definitely I'm looking for a deep run in Champions League, and also challenging for the Premier League title.
Yeah. Jody saying you're literally captain Ronaldo in your FPL team, eh?
Ooh, yeah, boy.
And as Ronaldo, as Jody have it here, Jody promised to sponsor a jersey, a team jersey, right, for the winner of the All in All United Fantasy Football.
Some
FPL
rally
league.
code there, man.
Yeah, I was saying fair. Right, you know you're coming in at a disadvantage, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So Jody, we holding you to your promise, eh? And we have it in the last recording as well. So follow through, eh? So guys, thanks for that. Yeah, my thoughts. I just want to see consistency. I don't want to be saying, we got this game and bad that game, and got this game and bad that game. You know, I think we had the tools, you know, to challenge for everything and mount a strong challenge. Guys, you all know I am always talking about performance. Yes, we go win because we know we have match winners. But I also want us to play properly. You know, you don't have Pogba's, Bruno's, Greenwood's, Ronaldo's, Cavani's, and others. You don't have those players in your team to just get by and win a game. You know, you have those players to dominate and entertain, right? And that's what I want to see from my team. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to know the more these guys train together, the more they play together, is the better they'll get, more chemistry will be developed, and we'll see a better brand of football, some kind of football that we can identify with as a brand that Man United plays. Alright? So that's what I want to see. I mean, I'll be patient because I know it'll take some time. But with the kind of quality we have, don't tell me all January, February that all is still working with guys. You know? So yeah, so that's that. So guys, thanks again for joining. James, it was nice having you on, buddy.
Yeah, man.
You know, hope to have you on in the future. Richard, CR more goals than Arsenal.
Top of the league. Top of the league.
Yeah, we're on top of the league. You know. So, guys, that was nice, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Yeah, man. That's